All right, we're at the point where we're about to transition from the 60s and the homophile movement, and this kind of acts like a review. So, this will give you an idea of some of the information, some of the assessments that you should have completed. If not, you should have some understanding as some of these items may not be on the test. So, you want to keep in mind inversion, mollycoddle, and some of those particular arguments. You should already have some understanding about this slide here because we have addressed this in 2 or 3 screencasts at this point. Simply just tracking some of the content that we started with from the buggery laws, 40s, 50s, and transitioning into the 60s. For the homophile movement, these are some of the issues that you want to think about and think about how some of those past events are impacting the homophile movement as far as some of the issues that have been addressed. We talked about the argument about the menstrual cycle and gay women, whistling and one's behavior for inversion, that the sex was perverted. Those were all arguments to claim somebody's homosexuality and the rationale as to why. We addressed the issue of a Atascadero in the 50s into the 60s. So this is some of that repetitive information from that section. The Executive Order 10450, you should have some understanding about the Executive Order, mainly the number and the coded language. I don't know where it is. Sexual perversion right here. That word perversion seems to be a term that comes up, especially at a Atascadero. They use the phrase sexual psychopath. Leading the fight. So we have the Daughters of Bilitis and the Mattachine Society. Both of these organizations have a similar view where they're publishing their own magazine. They are publishing the latter, and they are publishing one, and they are trying both to educate not just the heterosexual community, but also their targeted audience. So keep that in mind. Here we see the leadership for the Daughters of Bilitis, as well as Harry Hay for the Mattachine Society. We have addressed the vicious cycle as well as the pyramid of hate that leads to genocide. And we have watched a couple of episodes. I'm not sure if we watched this particular clip from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Feel free to click the link and watch that. So you want to make sure you have an understanding of these models, these social models, because they are going to come up in race once we get there. And I've addressed these items already. So this, again, is simply just a quick review. And as we transition out of the homophile movement and issues in the United States, can't help but think of issues that are global. In this case, we're looking at Uganda that tried to pass legislation that targeted homosexuals during Obama's presidency. They passed a bill, so we could search Uganda homosexual bill. Not sure what's going to come up here because I haven't looked at this in some time. Ugandan LGBTQ activist is killed. So definitely a history. As far as Jamaica is concerned, this particular song here, Buji Bantan, Boom Boom Bye, Boom Bye Bye, definitely a song. When you watch the video or look at the comments that are posted, definitely seems to be a song about making it okay to target homosexuals, as they're talking about here, that it seems to be okay practice to target these individuals. That's pretty much it. As I said, at this point, we're coming down to the end of the gay rights section, and this screencast is just a quick review about some of the information that you should have an understanding about.